One. Here we have the team from the Ukraine. Sergei Popov pops up from nowhere, and he's with Big Rez, Eduard Reznik. 2 meters 8 centimeters. The only thing around here that's bigger than the Rez is the hotel that we're staying in, the Torch. There's the 5.
I will leave that one
Emma
alone.
Sheriff. I mean, counts towards the tool at the end, going off the hands of Varenhorst not quite being stable.
Yeah. And there's our first look at Big Rez at the net. Sending Latvia packing. Some good handwork.
The Sheriff says, I'm going to serve Popov, actually. Didn't fancy a slice of Big Rez. Ahmed Tajan didn't get his night vision goggles that he wanted off of you earlier on. Argue with Big Rez. Resonating.
Yeah, that was crafty. Little knuckle, underhand knuckle by Popov to get that started.
Low bump set, back to the line. Good break from Ahmed. He said, I'll do a bit of blocking anyway. And Popov is going to have a little crack at this. Good fast arm, but the Sheriff, they want to get down here. And Popov is just an absolute brute defensively. And he's reading everything again. Big Rez, the net protector. All 4 teams are very much not out of the woods. Big Rez is just watching everything. Fokarots is dug by Popov, and yeah, the old Rosie dig from Toch. Oh,
what a move there.
Edgar's Toch. Olympics, so he needs to perform now, as opposed to Fokarots is still learning what he's doing. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic there, because you need patience, but you also need to perform in that same sort of partnership.
Certainly.
High line, the Big Rez. Resonating.
Yeah, well placed. Certainly he's able to get a bunch of trajectory on that shot to help it hit the sand quickly.
Popov. An interesting story. I didn't know this, but Varenhorst and Immers made their 3 in a row, so that's why they have a
critical chances here for the Americans.
Tight ball.
Yeah,
oh, it's Big Rez. Rez nicks it off of Fishman. Could you imagine that? You sort of set a bit too tight, and all of a sudden you're like, I got no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know that's going sharp angle, Matthew Immers, but getting a scoop on it's a completely different equation.
Yeah, it was impressive enough just to get a touch on it.
Smart. Every time I watch Popov play beach volleyball, I'm impressed.
Sneaky physicality, right? Just great vision.
Sneaky good, sneaky decisions.
Yeah.
Like the first play off the top of the block, you got to be a wise man to just stay high and play smooth off the top. And
to echo your earlier point as well, I've been impressed with Big Rez a lot, right? Because most people are going to serve Popov, you would think, right? So his ability to set the ball, I feel like it's just continued to get better and better as well, and it's so pivotal to their success as a team.
Unbelievable. 9 becomes 10. Popov and Big Rez. Ukraine having a good evening here.
Indeed.
Popov is an absolute monster. Saying about variation earlier on, like we've seen so many variations of decisions, and this team played lights out in Dubai in the Challenger event to make the final. And I mean, that was a stacked Challenger in terms of the quality of volleyball that was there. Big Rez just saying, do you know what? I'm going to go over the top, but Avery, Drost and Frischmann have a chance to get the red dot off of their name. Drost looking for a touch again. I'm not moving until you give me the touch.
The call from Mr. Chong, King of first referee.
Oh,
Fokkerods. Just put a dent in the sand.
that was unusual, wasn't it? That thing bounced backwards and low.
Now there's a bunker the size of one at St. Andrews just to the line.
It turns out trying to do short shots against Big Rez, not a good idea. He swatting those like he was born to do it.
Ukrainian fridge freezer, the combi. Unbelievable fast tempo, why not? I mean, Avery Drost does a great job of getting in the same sort of zone, but it's pretty unstoppable with the height difference.
Yeah, it's so hard to time.
Popov does a great job of showing the angle late and then bringing it back to the line. Technically not easy.
Yeah. There again, another great set from Big Rez.
Yeah. Maybe we've got the Big Rez Appreciation Society. I mean, he had more blocks than Andy Moe in the European champs of King of the Court. That's, I mean, nobody gets more blocks than Andy Moe.
Very true. Certainly over time.
Short ball on the Rez. And again, he goes off the hands of, as you said earlier, impossible to time. 15 points, Popov and Rez. And I'm wondering, again, if we've seen the best of Popov and Rez in round one. Likes of Sharif and Ahmed haven't really got going, and Rez, again, just gets swatty on it.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ahmed and Sharif are calling for a lift, but that's fair play. That's, again, one of those wrinkles in the rule book where that contact is allowed.
Unbelievable. You've got no chance there. I would love to see Big Rez stood arm to arm with Varenhorst.
It would be interesting.
Because Big Rez has got very long arms.
Yeah, he does a really nice job with his feet, too. Getting into position to be able to utilize all of his length.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 19 points.
Well, there you have it. 19 side outs. Light work for the Ukraine. And unfortunately for Drost and Frischmann, they've gone out. Interestingly enough, you can't swing blindly at this level was a very fair comment.
That is a fair comment. And lesson learned, no doubt, by Chase.
Popov, let's go. And I mean, the Ukraine absolutely flying here. Popov bump set from the Rez. And I mean, just those situations where he has nothing on. He doesn't swing too hard. He just goes high. Says, you know what, I'm going to go high off the inside. And, like, that's making something out of nothing from Popov. And that's why I'm such a big fan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's this concept, obviously, that we all know of bettering the ball.
Yes.
Right, and Popov doing a masterful job of bettering every ball that he touches.
What a bailout.
Perhaps with the exception of that one, yeah.
Yeah, that was not bettering the ball. But Reznik did better the ball after Popov not bettering the ball.
Yeah, as long as one of you's doing it on any given play.
That would be our relationship. You would better the ball for me every time. Big banger. Musically and volleyballing wise. I think Popov.
You had big guys that were physical and offensive but didn't have the ball control. That's no longer the case.
And the evolution of the game with the coaches and the science behind it, and
controlled the ball better is selling this at this point.
yeah, there's a lot of things that create a good volleyball player.
Yeah.
Oh, jump setting from Sharif, backspin knuckle, come on. That is not out the coaching manual from anyone or anything, but again.
Yeah, and realistically, they probably should have won that. That was an unbelievable final against Alisson and